I am Rosemary Anderson, and I am in the videography, cinematography program here at Full Sail for my AA.
Hi, I am Tabatha Barber, and I am going to Full Sail for graphic design and marketing.
Hi, everybody. My name is Armani Laston. I'm currently in the bachelor's degree program for sportscasting.
Hi, my name is Bobby. I'm 23. I'm currently in creative design, 3D arts.
Yeah, I'm Z.
Oh, Z! Hi! Yes, we talked. She's cool. Z, what's your degree you're coming here for?
The Bachelor of Science in Graphic Design.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey!
Yeah.
You're with me then.
So who wants to go first? How do we get here, and what motivates us?
First, before we do that, should we do a little background of how we got here?
Yep, that's what it says.
Who wants to go first?
Jay.
Definitely. So, my introduction into Full Sail, it's pretty much started more so along the lines again when I was younger. I was always into sports. It's always been something big of mine to deal with sports overall. I took the long road. I've done the road of law enforcement. I've done the road of medical, and I've even done the road of being a maintenance man, and to include even Starbucks. That's where how it all started for me. Each and every one taught me a lot of individual things. I'm grateful for it, but I didn't feel like I was fulfilling my dream as to become a sportscaster, which is why I took the initiative to join in with Full Sail. And that's really, honestly, how I got here to this point right now.
Well, I guess I'll go next. Hello. How I got here, well, my background is a little bit more dark and trauma-based, so I try not to go too deep into it because I don't like to traumatize a lot of people. So I will just start where I graduated in 2008 from high school. I was supposed to go to art institution of Jacksonville for web design, because at the time there was no real videography program or photography program I could do, and they were offering me a scholarship. My grandfather passed away, and my family's my sister and my dad kind of took it a lot harder than expected, so I decided to I took a step back, took care of them, and then I ended up taking a different path, getting myself pregnant at 21, and decided to be a mom and raise her the right way. And then I had my son, and then I took care of everybody else as my husband pursued his dreams. And so we finally got to the point where I was able to take a step back and focus on me and focus on what my dream was always, which was the arts, and always pursuing the arts to show the younger generation that no matter what happens, you can still pursue your dream.
So I started in 2012, and I graduated in 2012 from high school, going to not a university, but a community college, starting at teaching. That was something everyone wanted me to do. Everyone wanted me to be a teacher. I just kind of went along with it, being young. I'm like, okay, cool. That's what my family wants me to do. That's what they do. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, no, that wasn't for me. I dropped out. I got married, got divorced, ended up getting remarried and having 2 kids, which is one of the reasons why I'm here at Full Sail, is to do this, not even for me or only for me, but for them too, to give them a better life, to give me a better life, to do what I enjoy doing, to pursue what I love to do. So that's kind of why I started here at Full Sail and why I came to Full Sail. One, also because my husband told me about Full Sail, and I was like, why not? I'll look at it. I'll try it. I mean, it's online. It works perfect for me and my crazy lifestyle of being a full-time mom, full-time worker, and now full-time student. So it fits in perfect with the chaos. Chaos and coffee. That should be the podcast name, Chaos and Coffee.
How I got into Full Sail was first I heard about it when I was in high school. I saw like a lot of ads. My friends mentioned it. My dad, however, was the first one. He was like, "You should try. You should think about Full Sail. Like, or have you heard about Full Sail?" I'm like, "No," because I haven't really know what college is. Because that was like a new word to me. Like I'm still learning phrases in high school, and it's the thing about college. I'm like, "What the heck is college?" And so I heard about it because he always told me if you don't do this, you could try Universal, because they do art as well, like that you could do studios. So I was like, okay, I could try it, but I guess that was just an idea. I remember when I got a package or like a folder or whatever it was from them, I was like, did I get accepted? Like I was so excited. It came with a book, came with everything. It was just so cool. But then when I was 18, I just felt like I needed it to be away from my family, you know what I mean? Like, I guess we all felt like, it's just like for a time I need to move out. So I lived with my brother for a couple, I tried to live with my brother. My mom got homesick from being away from her babies. So she tried to get my dad convinced to all of us for us to live together in one house. And it didn't really go so well because we didn't like it. And then it was just a crazy story. So short story short, I'm back in South Carolina, and then my dad got a position. Now we're back in Florida, which in present day. My grandma was like the one to be like, your art is so good. Like, you don't need to have this talent go to waste. Like, when are you going to do something for yourself? I'm like, I am. Don't worry. She's like, you can't say you are. I'm like, no, for real, I will. I am. And she's like, okay. So I remember waking up. It just felt like a magnet. I went to the kitchen. I was like, I went in my room. For some reason, I felt like I needed to pick up a phone call. And then that's how it started. I was like talking to Full Sail people. They were like letting me know the financials. And I felt so motivated. I was like, this sounds great. Like, this is okay, I could do this. And then I remember they were like, well, you need to give us your portfolio. We need your school transcripts. And I'm like, oh. They're like, what? I said, I move way too much. And I think it's sad enough to say this to you. I don't have a high school diploma. I mean, I graduated. I remember having one. They handed it to me. It's on YouTube. But like, they're like, no, don't worry. You could call your school and get your transcripts. So I remember my school giving me a hard time trying to figure out the transcript part. And I remember telling my mom, I was like, we need money to get these transcripts. She's like, we don't have it because, money's tight and stuff. And I'm like, oh. My grandma came in clutch. She was like, I'm going to give you the money out of my retirement funds, and this is going to be for your college. This is going to be my gift for you. I was like, wow. And I got my transcripts. I was so happy because when I told the school, I was like, whoa, you guys don't have to worry about snail mail. They're like, what? I was like, I got the email, send it right away. And I remember looking through the email. I was so happy. I saw when I started and when I finished. I was like, it was the best thing looking at. I was like, this is amazing. And I just felt happy. And then once that was finished, they're like, you've been accepted. And so I had to start the orientation, and then I started my classes, and here I am.
Well, for me, I have to say, at first I wasn't going to do it, but because I was already deep in online doing edits, talking to people about like show reviews and stuff like that. Very self-taught. Like, I am self-taught through photography to the point where I have like a whole bunch of photography books at my house, from like photography business, you name it, different books. And all my like online friends and like my husband was pushing me, and then my friend Bree, she applied, and she's like, Rose, I really think you should do this. If nothing else, do the certificate program with me and then go for your AA. But that was the one thing that I promised my grandfather, that if for every reason I was able to go back and do it, I'd go back and do it for my AA because that's what I originally was going to go for was my AA. So I applied for the AA program, and at first I was scared because the first time around I knew nothing about financial aid at all. Didn't understand it. I had a little bit of a scholarship money, but didn't cover all of it. And my mom refused to help me at all. And because I lived with my mom and my mom had custody with me, it was all her, not my dad. So this time around, it went a lot easier because my husband was like, "What do you need?" I was like, "I need you to go online and put the tax information in." He did just that. So it went a lot faster this time. But when I tell you, I was still, that first course I took, I was like, was not sure I should continue. And then I just got the A in the course, and then finally just started falling into place. And then students started contacting me, and professors were like actually enjoying my work. And I was like, okay, I got this. Still scared, but I got this.
Yep. That's kind of how I felt. Like when I first started, I was like, online. Okay, we'll try it. Never done online before.
Well, at first, when I graduated high school, I wanted to join the military, but that wasn't like for me in my eyes. But I went to school. When I was in school, I was in gifted art from 6th grade all the way till I graduated. And I always had a love for art, and I was also in digital media, which is like a photography and videography class. And whenever I graduated, I wanted to either be in the military or I wanted to go to cosmetology school. Well, I didn't go to the military, so I went to cosmetology school, and I found out quickly that wasn't for me. And I was there for like it was almost time for me to graduate, and I decided not to finish. I ended up going to another school, which I pursued digital media. I finished that, but I don't know, what I wanted to do wasn't in digital media. I more so wanted to like help build brands and help people create their brands like from nothing. So around this year, I seen a like commercial for Full Sail, and I was like, oh, that was cool. So then I ended up calling to see what like all they had to offer, and I decided to come here. And so far, I'm loving it. It is awesome. It hasn't been the easiest, but I love it.
Part 2. Where will we be before all this? Like, if we didn't get Full Sail, where would it be here?
If it wasn't for Full Sail, right now I'd be on maternity leave, probably bored out of my mind, not doing anything, and then going back to work to bathe dogs. And that would honestly be my life, is bathing dogs or grooming dogs. And yes, when it's fun to me to do all that, but it's not what I want to do with my life. I enjoy Photoshop, I enjoy making things, I enjoy making logos, I enjoy creating. And that's, like I said, if it wasn't for Full Sail, I would be not living the dream.
I don't necessarily know where I would be. Again, in my past history, I've took on several different careers, which is understandable to a point. I thought a dream of mine of being a police officer was going to be my last job, and not necessarily. I didn't feel like I really hit it on the head that time, and even if I go a little even further than that, even to when I picked up EMT, which is kind of crazy when I put it like that, because like I said before, I dropped out towards my senior year. I got injured. I was going through something with a death in the family, and life hit me. Life hit me hard, and and as you can hear in the background, I even had a child, which a lot of people would see as barriers, and a lot of people would see it as you're digging a hole and you just can't get out of it, and that's not necessarily true. Motivation can transpire in many different ways, and even in ways that people believe that it's negative, and that's not necessarily the case. I took all of those quote unquote barriers and I turned them into a positive, and that's what led me here to Full Sail. If I didn't accept what was happening in my past, I don't believe I would have been here now. So being with the fact that I accepted these things and acknowledged the fact that I can grow from a lot of these experiences, then Full Sail is where I need to be. Full Sail gave me the motivation to continue going forward. Full Sail gave me the platform to be who it was that I want to be, and I'm just grateful for it.
And piggybacking what you said, because I also had kids young, and sometimes that hinders most people, and especially from the tragic past I come from, and some of us have. I've talked to some of y'all off camera about it. I always told myself that if I ever had the opportunity to give my kids a better future and a different path than what I had, then I was going to take every opportunity that was handed to me. And yes, Full Sail fell in my lap. But at the same time, I gave up so much. And I always said that if I had the opportunity to make my kids' future better, then I was going to take that opportunity. If that meant that I was going to have to cut XYZ factors out of my life, then that means they weren't meant to be part of my life anyways. So I honestly don't know where I would be without Full Sail right now, because Full Sail lit something under me that I don't think anyone saw coming on my side of the family or my friends. Like, maybe my true friends, but definitely not my family, because they were all very surprised. Like, they thought, okay, maybe she's going to go for something for nursing. Or even when I decided to Full Sail, my dad's first thought was, oh, she's going to do something in sports. No one ever thought it was going to be something with videos.
And going off what you said, like how you and Jay had kids early, and you said how it can hinder. Kind of the same thing for me, only the opposite. Having kids later and doing everything late, you kind of look at it, go, well, I'm late. Like, what am I going to do? I'm doing everything so late. It's just, might as well just continue doing what I want to do. Doing not what I want to do, but doing what you have to do. But Full Sail's making it where I can do what I want to do. I'm not, kind of like what I told y'all before, it's not being late, it's being here when you need to be. Like, I'm here at the right time. Not late, not early. It's like Full Sail's here when you need them. Kind of like how you said at the first recording.
Honestly, I don't know where I would be if it weren't for Full Sail, because with Full Sail alone, it just gives me purpose. It makes me know what I'm fighting for. It makes me feel like, well, I could do this. I could be those people that I went to the behind the scenes tour and be like, wow. My dad told me, he was like, I know what you want to be. I was like, what? He was like, you want to be on the Hall of Fame. I was like, okay, yeah, you got me. But yeah, it's like, if it weren't for Full Sail, I'll probably be at a job that makes me depressed. I'll probably be doing something that doesn't fit my, potential and expertise. Like, sure, I'm doing YouTube, but it's like Full Sail is going to direct me where I could still do YouTube, but do it better. You know what I mean? It's going to teach me things that I probably didn't even know before. Because just as last week, I was trying to find a new skill, and I had creative block. I was like, whoa, I know everything. And I feel like that was my delusion. I was being delusional, being like, I already feel like I know everything. Why do I feel like I can't create something that they want new? And I felt like they did that on purpose. They were testing us. They did that on purpose because they know they're going to find something, and they're going to click on and be like, I get the assignment. We can't feel like that we know everything. We don't know everything, and that's the whole point of learning, is we could find a new skill just by taking the time of not being creative block, but looking at the other aspects and going, I haven't done this before. Let me try it. And it was fun. I did origami, and it was like the best thing ever. And doing the other podcast, listening to it just opened my eyes, and it really connected. So if it wasn't for Full Sail, I would have not learned about the different types of burnouts, because yes, I heard the word about burnout, but learning about there's 5 stages, I look back and be like, wow, it makes sense.
I know one of you guys did the whole group poster thing about you or about me or however you say it.
The self guide.
Yeah. I named it the group of Rosemary because I didn't know what else to name it. But the motto, because I'm self-teaching myself the Thai language, and in the process, I came across one of the mottos for Thai is, I'm not going to say it in Thai because I'm still learning how to actually speak it, but it translates to this. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. When I read that, I was like, that is my motto. Like, and it fits so perfectly with everything going on right now with us, with some of us. And because a lot of us have gone through different routes. And it doesn't matter how old or young you are. We all have a background. We all have a story. And we all took slow steps, but it didn't stop us. We got here.
And that kind of brings me to the third part. What makes us feel like we're the best fit for Full Sail? What are like our talents, and how can we describe them?
Well, I know I discovered that apparently my collaborative style is the owl, which in our readings we found out that is, I thrive on making sure everyone else is happy. As long as everyone else is happy, I'm happy, and I'm very good at if there's conflict within the group, but we all have a common idea, I'm going to make it happen. We just got to find the time. Yes, the disadvantages of that, it takes a long time, as we saw throughout this couple last days of trying to get this podcast up and going.
I feel like if you have, like, if also if you have a gift to create or a gift to make something out of nothing or to create something, then I feel like you'll succeed if you have the willingness to learn.
So, like, for me, I
Short
do
and sweet. I like it.
graphic design, like self-taught graphic design. I'm always on YouTube trying to figure out how to Photoshop better. Right now, I'm actually learning Blender. I'm actually making a cinematic. It's like a cinematic video, and like it like goes up the sword. I'm like doing that right now on Blender, and I'm doing self-taught. But to go into Full Sail, hopefully, will help me learn more on like lighting and better color designs and stuff, and just the motivation and the persistence and like wanting to do this.
Why I feel like I'm a good fit for Full Sail is you gotta be unique. It's okay to explore. You can't feel like, you're not enough. You gotta prove that you are enough, and you gotta show your worth. It also comes down to if you see their bulletin board and these are their expectations, you can meet their requirements and their expectations. And I always tell myself, I want to learn that. I want to do this. And I do it. And I'm very expressive when it comes to that. I was just telling the last podcast we did, I'm very multi-talented. I do a lot. I do art. I do edits. I use CapCut. I like to drag sounds, like I like to dance. So I'm very multi-talented, and I feel like that's what Full Sail needs, is someone who could try to change people's perspectives. Yeah, so change those perspectives. Like I was just telling in my last class, I'm like, Nicolas Cage could be the Penguin. They're like, no, he can't. And then I'll just show a picture, and they're like, wow. It's like you're changing the unthinkable. You're thinking about things they can't picture in their head, but when they see it, like, that works. And also, it's like, I feel like I'm a good fit because I do voice impressions. I could do a lot of voice impressions. And one of them are like Stitch. Stitch would be like, oh, how it means family. Or Elmo. Or Golem. you need an animation, I could do it. Like, no, my precious, my kids, let them have the run, but no, we must. Like, I could do it all. And I feel like if I need to make my own voice for a character in like a Pixar or whatever, I feel like I'd be a good fit because they'd be like, man, we need somebody who could do voices. Who's going to raise their hand? And I feel like I want to jump up to that plate and be like, I'm here. Take me. Because I like to do also Shaggy, because I always fell in love with Shaggy. I'd be like Zoink Scoops, like, what are you doing, man? Like, it's just, I just enjoy doing voices, and it just brings your personality to another level. So that's why I feel like I'm home for Full Sail. I don't just do art, I also do other things, because if you think about it, art is not one thing, it's endless ideas. It comes with clothing, jewelry, karate, dance. It's everywhere, and I feel like people don't understand that when they hear art. When they hear art, they're like, "Oh, art? Ugh, what's that?" And then they don't realize that it's in animation, gaming. Like, it's endless.
And art also doesn't. It actually brings us closer to as a whole country and through different countries. Because if you look at it, like we were talking about, like Stray Kids and BTS are perfect examples. Their artistry has connected all around the world. If you sit there and you say K-pop, what are the two first bands right now that come to your mind? BTS and Stray Kids. BTS for my generation, and for this generation, it's Stray Kids. So, to piggyback off what you said, art is not a cookie cutter box. And that's one thing I love about Full Sail, and why I'm glad I'm going. Because they do not put you inside a box. They want you outside that box, and they want you to find your niche. But they also want you to be unique and different. They don't want just everyone coming with one idea. They want multiple people with different ideas across the board.
It's not textbook. It's your own way.
Yeah, like me. I try right now. My favorite subjects to study film and want to film and want to be a part of is the Thai culture and Korean culture, because I feel like their artistry is growing and their ideas are just exactly what this generation needs. And I, like my grandpa said, and he said this to me one time, and why I love videography and photography and anything with filming, is filming and pictures capture that moment in history that lasts forever. And that has stuck with me my whole entire life, because he's right. Most history we forget about, unless if it's captured, either through film or photography.
Definitely. And just to piggyback off of what Z said earlier, she said it's the creativity and wanting to learn and accept that. And that's pretty much how I see it in regards to Bobby's question. I'm eager, I'm willing, and I'm willing to accept what it is that comes from Full Sail. And I believe that I fit perfectly within Full Sail, just for my own uniqueness overall. I believe that I can bring something different to the table. And that's not even just from the sports casting side. That's more so along the lines of, that's for being able to accept exactly what it is that I'm trying to do with this degree overall. It's beyond the sports casting. We're not just learning how to do sports casting. We're also learning other things. Like, if I'd have honestly thought I would have never thought that the psychology of play would have led me to this. We're being creative in every class. It's tailored to learn something in every class.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it is that I wanted from this school, and that's exactly what it's going around.
And to piggyback off this, when I first thought philosophy of play, my first thought was philosophy at an art school? Really? Okay. And I've always been obsessed with the mind, so that's why I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And then the first week happened. I'm like, so this is basically a class about play, but not play as in theater play. And And then I was like, you know what, this is really cool. And I've taken my kids alongside me with this journey and tried to include them with my work because I want them to see that, yes, this is hard, but it's going to be worth it. Because my daughter's a perfect example. She wants to be a veterinarian. She loves animals. She's very connected to the animals. But as you guys have seen, because we were showing y'all her artwork off camera, that she is a fantastic self-taught already 13-year-old that can draw. And I want her to see that there's other options out there than just a cookie cutter box veterinarian. If she wants to do that, that's fine, but she doesn't have to put herself in one box. And that's what Full Sail is. And I feel like that this is what this class has become. And it connected all of us, and now we basically became friends and more than just collaborators. And now we can grow as we move on and blossom, and now we can all watch each other go into our fields and grow from that and actually have the right support system. Because I know with me, I necessarily don't have the right. I mean, I got my husband and I got some of my friends, but most of all, a lot of them don't understand.
Yeah. And that was one thing I was just about to say too. The networking. I know on the videos and everything else, a lot of people are like, oh, networking, meaning, oh yeah, we got to reach out to this industry. No. Like, it may be only 5 of us in here right now, but who's to say Z will be the biggest graphic designer or probably be the largest background? You know what I'm saying? Like, in that perspective, networking amongst ourselves, being able to create something within ourselves, like, this could be a podcast that we just do for class, but this could also be a podcast that we do on.
Yeah, we can sit there and be like, you know what? Let's take this outside. Let's make it grow. And then we can sit there, and if one of us do succeed in our field, we can look back and be like, hey, remember when we watched you start this? Look where you're at now.
Exactly.
We created chaos and coffee.
That's all they do. You apply to a job, you tell them what you have on your application and resume, and boom, they start. You're another person added to the business perspective of it, and they start growing from there. So what's the difference between us doing it? You know, it's not really much.
It's not. And the only difference is we're doing it in a creative way.
Yep.
And especially the older generation does not understand that. Mm-hmm. Maybe the younger generation does, but our job as the older generation is supposed to be their guide, their Yoda, as my son says.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's one thing with Full Sail. Like, we all belong and fit at Full Sail because we don't fit in a box. Like, that's why we fit here. I mean, but that's why we're here at Full Sail, because none of us fit in that cookie cutter. Oh, you're at a high school. Now it's time to go be a teacher. Go be a lawyer. Go do the generic things. I have been told that. When I first started Full Sail, I got told that. Like, my mom was like, well, what job are you going to get being a graphic designer? I'm like, I can give you a list. I can give you a full list.
All right, so for the last part, basically we're closing it off. I guess, like, I'll start off, like, if I were to close this off, like a motivation, don't feel like, you know, dreams are over, you know. If you have an idea, there's no dumb idea. All ideas matter. That's the only part I'm learning. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have to learn from mistakes to become better. If you don't make mistakes, then you're not human, you know what I mean? You got to be able to push. You have to be able to fall down to get back up. And if you feel like this is for you, then do this dream.
And I'm thinking back what I said last time, and I use this on my everyday basis. During my training as a police officer, one of these guys always told me, he was an old guy, he said, listen, man, it's not the way, it's a way. And any way you prefer to put it, just do it the right way. As long as it's coming from you and you believe it's the right way, then go ahead and just do it. And that's my motivation to you guys. If you feel as though that you're doing something in the right way and you believe it's the right way, then continue doing it. You don't know where you'll be tomorrow or even in the future. A lot of people put $1 into something and turn up with $100 the next day. keep at your goal and keep doing it.
With me, I've been through hell and back, literally. And if I can sit there and get back up every single time and still make my dream happen to make my kids' future better and my husband's future better, then you know what? I'm on the right track. Forget about everyone else. If you got the talent, you got the motivation, and you got a dream, it's worth following. And as they say in Thai, Susu. We are gonna Susu, which means we're gonna fight.
Mine is don't let people put you in a box. Like, don't. If you're in high school right now and you're going to college and you want to do any type of arts, design, anything of that, just do it. Don't let people go, you're not going to get a job, you're not going to make enough money. Don't worry about that. Worry about what you love to do, what you enjoy doing, because that's what matters in the end. You enjoying what you do. Because in the end, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. And I've learned that the hard way. And what matters is you doing what you love, you enjoying it, you having fun, you creating things and making new friends. Because I've made more friends here than I have in high school and my college trying to do something I don't enjoy.
Facts.
Remarks?
What I have to say is that, like, no matter what you're pursuing at Full Sail, whether it's any, like, graphic design, videography, anything, it's a form of art. And as long as you're creative and productive and happy about what you're pursuing and wanting to learn about it, you'll do awesome and do great and amazing things. As long as you stay focused and put your head in the game, you'll do awesome things.